Hey guys, I'm back here again. Got another quick video here for you. We had a extremely nice looking TORO lawnmower in here today. Customer brought it over here about 3 days ago. They were complaining that the machine would not start, and it was sitting in a I think an older man's garage for about a year and a half time. And the guy bought it at a flea market or some kind of yard sale for like 30 bucks, and overall he got a pretty good deal basically right there for that. The machine is in overall great shape. The front wheels look good. The back drive wheels also look good. So the machine is in relatively great shape. Physically, if you're looking at it from the actual deck and stuff like that on it. This one has the older Tecumseh engine on here. Specifically, has the 6.5 horsepower engine from Tecumseh. It's the GTS guaranteed to start with the 22-inch cutting deck on here. Has a rear transmission drive, and it's their recycler model specifically for that. This one also has the personal pace self-propelled system on the back right there. You see that? Got the good old logo for the personal pace right back here. And this one also has the optional electric start on here as well too, even though these things are total junk. I don't like telling people that, but that's what the case is, because they're bad. They're barely adequate to turn the engine over, and I don't recommend even using them out here for that. So you got your battery call adapter right here to charge it up. You get the key right here as well too. Somebody left the key on a piece of rope here, and you got the battery pack right down here, and you have your fuse right there as well too. So you got your battery, you got your line going down the starter, you got your adapter here for the cable on here for the charging up of the battery, and you have your ignition switch up there as well too. So that's what you got for everything on the machine here, and we'll go ahead and fire this thing up here for you. After we explain what was done to the machine right here, he needed the entire fuel system taken off the machine, cleaned out, and rebuilt. In order to accomplish that, on this one specifically for that, the first thing you want to do is to take off the red shroud on the top up here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts on the top. You got to take the oil plug out as well too, your dipstick. And you got to disassemble the exhaust system on here as well too. You got to take off the exhaust muffler on here, and once you take the bolts out for that, you take the 2 intake manifold bolts off. You got 1 down here, and you got 1 on the top. You got to take those 2 out. More than likely, the intake manifold gasket will break in 2 pieces or maybe multiple pieces. So the intake manifold gasket must be scraped off with a gasket scraper, and you need a new intake gasket on it as well too once you do that, because you need a clean flat surface to install the intake manifold back on it, because if you don't, you'll have an air leak, and you don't want to have air leaks. And the next thing you want to do is to separate the intake manifold from the carb on these machines. You have a gasket sandwich between here. You have to replace this gasket whenever the manifold and the carb are being taken apart, and to do that, you got to clean out the carb thoroughly, and we always recommend totally rebuilding it with a new bowl and carb overhaul kit in here as well too. Plus we got a new air filter on here as well too, so we'll show you that here for the part number and stuff like that. This one has a genuine Tecumseh air filter. It's Tecumseh 6, or I should say, let me see here, I can't see it too good, I think it's 36905, I think, on here. Let me see, 36905, I think, on here. It's partially scraped off, so I may be in error, but it looks like 36905 to me on there. From it's made in Mexico, unfortunately. So that's what the intake gasket looks like right there, and there's your air box, and you just want to put it back in there. You have the top face portion right here with the hole, and that goes up on the top portion where it says rotate to remove. So you just put it down there like so, and then you have it go right together as it is like that, and you just have it go back down inside. So the hole on the top is at the top where it says rotate to remove. So whenever you put it back onto the engine, it's up at the top where the air filter intake box is right here for that. So you just put it back on, you put it right into the locking area right there, and you rotate. So that's basically all you got to do for that. And we also replaced the fuel line back here. The fuel line, unfortunately, if you have a machine that's like pre-2008 or even maybe 5 years old, guys, typically the fuel lines start to swell over time, and because of that, you take the carb off and you clean out the tank and you clean out the carb, more than likely the 2 pieces where it starts swelling is right on the intake for the fuel line right here, where it goes to the fuel tank and also down by the carb. Those two pieces like flare out and bulge out, and they don't want to hold onto the carb correctly or the fuel tank. So I strongly advise to always replace the fuel line anytime you do any kind of fuel system cleaning or carb overhaul and rebuild, stuff like that, guys. So we'll go ahead and show you the model number and serial number of the machine here for reference points. So we'll do that right now. Here you go, made by TORO, and there's your part number for, I should say, the model number and serial number. So 20074, serial number starting with 27. So it's a 2007 model right there specifically for that, and it's in overall great shape like I said before. So we'll go ahead and fire it up here. Let me prime it about 3 times here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, get my hand over here, try to get this thing steady, so bear with me here for a couple seconds, guys, so I get this done here. So okay, let me get this thing going. Yeah, fires up 1 pull. Runs good, drives good too. It drives nice and good for driving. That's great. That's how your Tecumseh engine should run and start basically in 1 pull, guaranteed to start. And like I said before, the machine's in like excellent shape out there. The guy got a quite a good deal on the machine, because the machine does not appear to be beaten or used or anything else like that. So whoever owned it previous to this guy did maintain it quite good, and there's no rust or bad wheels or anything else like that, or stuff on there that looks like somebody might have left it outside. Because typically we see a lot of machines, they got UV damage and it's like all faded out because the guy left it outside. And this machine looks like somebody definitely kept it indoors, and looks in overall great shape. So I cannot complain about the machine at all. The tires they're looking in great shape too. They're not worn down, because typically we see these tires on these machines that, after 4 or 5 years out there, guys run the crap out of them out there, and the tires are all worn down on it and stuff like that. But these ones, they still got all their tread on them, so it's overall great shape. So everything else looks okay. The bell control handle up here looks great. The cables look great. You don't have any cracks on the cable, because typically you get a crack on these Z-bends right here, guys, and typically it's a weak point right in the actual Z-bend area right here where it's Z-bended, and they might split or crack right here. For the other than that, that looks great. The cable looks great. Doesn't have any kind of rust going down inside here. The rope looks great on there. The pull handle looks good. So overall, the machine looks great. Starts up in 1 pull out there for that, so there's no major problems with the machine. I'll go ahead and flip it up here so you can see the deck on the bottom as well too for the deck assembly here. So take a look at it here real quick, and there you go. Even the deck looks good underneath here. It doesn't have any rust or anything else like that. The deck does not have any nicks or big dents on here, so everything, the whole deck looks mechanically and structurally safe on here. Looks like nobody ever hit any kind of rocks with it at all, so looks in great shape right here. So because typically we see a lot of machines where they got big dents or something in the housing up here because somebody hit a rock or a stump or something out there. The blade still looks in great shape on here. Doesn't have any kind of bad let me see here, bad nicks. So the blade looks great. You can see that right there. You don't have any nicks at all on that one side. This other side looks quite smooth on here. It does have one small nick on the end right here. That's minimal, but everything else looks okay, and you don't have a ton of crap built up underneath there as well too. The belt looks great. Doesn't have any kind of serious glazing on there. It doesn't have any splits or cracks on it, and overall it's looks quite good, guys. So I'm definitely impressed. Whoever maintained it must have done a pretty good job on this machine. So if anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot on this machine here, feel free to leave me a message, and I'll try to get back to you with any kind of basic you know, troubleshooting or questions you may have about this specific machine and its you know, design or features or anything else about the machine's you know, information out there for that guy. So I'll see you and have a nice day.